Alright, so if you are looking at how to get Xenophage in Destiny 2, I'm going to be showing you how you can get it. This is going to be an in-depth guide, kind of showing you how to do everything. If you already know how to do the Pit of Heresy dungeon and all that, I'll have a short right-to-the-point guide as well that I'll link in the description and the comments below. But this is going to be basically, you have no clue how to do Pit of Heresy, or you're pretty new to the game, and you need a step-by-step instruction on how to get the weapon itself and how to do basically every quest step. I'm going full depth. So starting off, in order to get Shadowkeep, you do need to own the Shadowkeep DLC, which is actually free for everyone right now when I'm recording this. So you don't need to own it except if you're playing in Final Shape and it's not free, then unfortunately you do have to buy Shadowkeep to get this. Also, I want to mention, in order to access the Pit of Heresy dungeon, you do need to own, not only do you need to own Shadowkeep, but you have to complete the Shadowkeep campaign in order to access the dungeon, which will give you the exotic. You can't get the exotic without going into the dungeon. So I'm not going to do, this is a new light character, I'm not going to do the Shadowkeep campaign. I'm going to have someone load me into the Pit of Heresy dungeon, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. So if you need help getting the Xenophage exotic, you can come by my stream, kick.com/Triggs, TRIIGZ, and I will help you get the Xenophage exotic. I've helped probably like 2,000 plus people get the exotic. So if you don't want to do the Shadowkeep campaign all the way through, I will help you get Xenophage and we can get it done. So starting off, in order to get the quest itself, you want to load into the Sorrow's Harbor over on the moon, and you want to follow the path that I take. The Sparrow is going to be pretty slow. Like I said, this is a new light account, so I really don't have much at all, but I'm just kind of doing it on this character. So you can kind of see that you really don't need the most to get this exotic. So you want to follow this path that I take very, very slowly. And when we get over here, there's a lot of sparrows over here. We're going to go to the left. And we just want to keep running. And then we're going to see this lantern here. We're just going to take a left. And then once we see this green lantern, you're not going to run straight. You're going to take this right and jump up. And once we do that, you're going to see 4 statues here. So you want to interact with these statues in this very specific order. So we're going to start on this top right one. And then we're going to go to the close right one. And then we're going to interact with the close left. And then the far left one. And that will spawn the chest in that will give us the Xenophage quest. It's going to be called the Journey. So it's going to say we need to emerge from the dark. So what we're going to do for the very first step is we're going to fast travel over to the Sanctuary. Turn some of this down a little bit. And once we load in, we're going to make our way over to the Anchor of Light. I don't know if I have a faster Sparrow or not. Nope. 140 it is. So you want to get on your Sparrow, and we're going to go right. Again, apologies for the slow Sparrow. I'm making it go a little faster. Alright, and then we're going to go left, right over here. And once we get here, we're going to see this yellow building right here, where there's going to be this light that we can pick up. So what we need to do now is we're going to grab this light, and there's going to be a couple dishes that we need to light with this orb right here. So you're going to do it in this order. If you don't do it in this order, you'll mess it up. And if you are doing this with a fire team, only one of you need to do it. All of you will get credit for the quest. So you pick it up, you light our path. There's the first one. You can also like jump in melee and go a little faster, because you have like a minute to get to each plate, which is plenty of time. Just keep following me. The second one is right here. Our path is brighter. Gonna go back this way. Try not to go too fast. We go in here. We light our path here. We are gonna jump across for this one. And up here, there's gonna be another dish that we light. So we light our path. And then the next one is right over here. And the final one is going to be over here. So you want to jump on top of this. You want to interact with this. And now it says we're ready to emerge from the dark. So that will let us know we've done it correctly. If you do mess up the order, I think you lose the flame. And you just have to go grab it and start from the beginning. And once we're done, we're going to emerge from the dark. And that is going to be the next quest step. So now what we need to do is we need to go in the Archer's Line Lost Sector, the Sorrow's Harbor Lost Sector, the Hellmouth Lost Sector, and the Anchor of Light Lost Sector. So I'm going to show you what we need to do in here. Basically what we do is we go in each of these lost sectors, and we do it like we normally would, kill all the ads, kill the boss, and after we do that, there's going to be these codes on the wall that we need to shoot. If you do mess those codes up, you need to start to run out of the lost sector, go back in and do it again, just from fresh. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start, since we're already in the Anchor of Light, we're going to do the Anchor of Light lost sector, just because we're already here. So right from where that last flame was, want to go in here. And you don't really want to use anything like, I'm going to change Sunshot off when I get to the wall. You don't want to use anything that has like explosive payload. Nothing like that, because that will possibly shoot, never in a lost sector. That will possibly shoot more than one of the symbols, and we don't want to do that. So we're just going to go in the lost sector. Just clear it as you normally would. I won't talk too much if you just want to follow along and clear the lost sector while I'm doing it. I don't even have my melee ability team binded, I don't think. So you just want to kill everything in here. I don't know what grenade I have on. Alright, on to the next room. Alright, and this is going to be the boss room, so we want to kill everything in here as well. Just try to make sure kill everything, because that will open the door that's going to have that code that we have to shoot in. Just make sure we're killing everything. It's a pretty easy quest line overall. It's not the hardest quest. I'd say the hardest part is when you actually get to the dungeon itself, is where the real challenge goes into play, because you actually got to do the dungeon mechanics and all that. So we know we're done with this lost sector, and the boss will spawn in once that starts to glow red. So I'm going to pop my super here. And more enemies are going to spawn in as well, which you'll see here. From the exploder shanks, watch out for these. Alright, and now we're done with the lost sector. So what we're going to do is we're going to loot the chest here. And we're going to run up these stairs. And this is what I was talking about, the wall with the cone on it. So I'm going to change to this auto rifle here. So as you see, there are 3 rows. Each have 3 symbols on it. So we have top, middle, and bottom. So you're going to shoot these symbols in the order that I shoot them and call them out. So you're going to shoot bottom left. Then we're going to shoot the bottom right symbol. Then we're going to shoot the top middle symbol. And then we're going to shoot the top middle symbol again. And then you know you did it right when you see this collect loot. We're going to get the path fragment, and that is going to be the first lost sector. So if you mess that up, if you shot the wrong code and it's not letting you do it, basically just either run out of the lost sector or load back into the sanctuary, make your way back to that lost sector, and do all that again, and then shoot the code in. And that's going to be for any lost sector if you mess it up. So the second lost sector we're going to go to is the K1 Logistics lost sector over in the Archer's line. So we're going to fast travel back to the sanctuary. Alright, so we're going to go to the left. Sorry it takes so long. Alright, so when we get here, get off your sparrow. We can go in here, and you just slide under this, and that's going to be where the lost sector is. So now you're just going to clear the lost sector, kill all the ads, kill the boss. Then I will show you the code that you have to shoot. Oops. Alright, so once we clear that lost sector, we're going to continue through this room. We're going to have another symbol that we got to shoot, so we're going to start with the top left symbol. Then we're going to shoot the bottom left symbol, then the middle one, and then the middle right symbol. And there it is, as easy as that. We collect the loot, and that will give us the second path fragment. So now we are going to go head over to the Hellmouth Lost Sector. So you can either run out of this Lost Sector, or I'm just going to load back to the Sanctuary. So then you're going to follow the path that I take. Going to go left again. Just trying to boost as much as I can. Gotta go for the jump. Alright, and then we're gonna go to the right over here. And here is the Lost Sector entrance that we go in. Gonna jump down here. And for this one, you actually don't have to clear the Lost Sector. If you have like movement tech, we have strand or anything like that, which I don't have. You can actually just grapple up to where the code is in this Lost Sector, which I'll show you. It does save time if you don't feel like clearing another Lost Sector. Alright, so normally when you do this Lost Sector, you just go left. However, this time, instead of killing all the ads and all that, you just climb all these objects here, right? If you had grapple, you could just grapple up. Or if you're like me, you don't really have all that much on your character right now. You could just climb all these objects here, like the best that you can. As much as it actually doesn't let me go much higher than this. And then you could just kind of jump over like that. Didn't really do anything crazy. I just kind of jumped over and climbed all that. If you don't want to do that, you can't do it. You just kill all the ads, do the Lost Sector as you normally would, kill the boss, and then you can come over here and shoot the code in. So this is a longer code. So you're going to shoot top right. Then you're going to shoot the middle left one. Then the middle symbol. Then bottom middle. Then bottom right. Then bottom right again. Then bottom middle. And then bottom middle again. And that is going to be the order for that one. Loot the chest. And you'll get the path fragment. So for the final one, we're going to load into the Sorrow's Harbor. This is going to be the final Lost Sector code that we have to do. Alright, so when we load into the Sorrow's Harbor, we're going to go to the Lost Sector here. The entrance is going to be right here in this cave. This is probably the longest Lost Sector out of all of them. Just because you got to kill a bunch of wizards, and then there's an ogre and crystals you got to shoot. There's also shriekers, which aren't fun. Probably the only one that might give you a little bit of trouble. So same thing. Kill all the ads. I'll also explain how this Lost Sector works a little bit, because it does confuse people. From what I've seen, so. Just going to go in this entrance, kill all those ads there. There's going to be a Shrieker that will spawn in, so you want to take that out as fast as you can. That Shrieker hurts for sure. And then how it works, so you see that crystal there, there's one there, there's another one there. It's going to be 4 in total that you need to destroy. So this first crystal here, you kill all the ads around it. Kill the knight. Then we will see this wizard spawn in. Once we kill that wizard, we can destroy this crystal here. Just gonna kill everything else around here. So again, you want to make sure you kill everything. Then same thing for this one. Gonna kill all the ads, and then a giant ogre is gonna spawn in. Possibly. Or it's just a wizard, I don't remember 100%. So it's just a wizard, you kill it after you kill all those ads. Kill the wizard, destroy the crystal. The boss is actually a giant ogre, now that I remember correctly. So same thing for this crystal. Shoot everything around it. There's the wizard. We kill that, and once all those crystals are destroyed, we can spawn the ogre boss in. He'll be immune. Then you can start damaging him. Which I don't really have the best loot to kill him, but there he is. And once we kill him, there's going to be a bunch of more ads that spawn in. So like I said, we got to make sure we kill everything. I think I left an enemy back here alive. Yeah, we'll kill him. And then a bunch of more enemies will spawn in. And once they're all dead... Oh, no, more spawn in. What's that? And then, you know, more ads, because why not? Alright, and now that they're all dead, you want to loot the chest. And then the final code will be here. This is another long one, so I'm going to start with the middle left one. Then middle again. Then middle left. Then the top middle symbol. Then the bottom middle symbol. Then the middle symbol again. And the middle right symbol. And there it is. So that is going to be all of the Lost Sector codes. Now what we need to do, this is going to be the part where you need to complete the Shadowkeep campaign. Or once again, if you've completed all this and you're like, oh, well, I don't want to do all the Shadowkeep campaign, come by the stream, kick.com/Triggs, TRIIGZ, and I will help you with the Pit of Heresy part and we'll get it done, no problem. So once we load into the Pit of Heresy, I'll show you what we need to do in there. I'll kind of explain how the dungeon works as well. Alright, so now we're in the dungeon. Just going to make our way down. Just try not to die like I just did. Yeah, they were nice enough to load into the dungeon for me. And now, basically, just gonna keep running down like this. If you've never been in the dungeon before, basically how this first area works is the whole thing is based around this relic sword, and going into these rooms that have a symbol, and you have to match the symbol. You'll see what I'm talking about. You're like, what is this guy saying? Trust me, I know it is a little confusing, but I'm gonna simplify it for you and show you how easy it really is. You're just gonna keep running down here. And we'll say respawning restricted. So you want to be a little careful if you do die during any of this and you are solo. You are going to wipe and you got to do all the symbols that you did over again. You only need to do 3 symbols in total. So there's a rally right there if you have any. I don't have any on this character, but do want to make sure you have ammo. So you see how there's all these different symbols around. You're like, oh my god, this looks like it sucks. Trust me, it's not that bad. So we need to go in 3 of these rooms in total. So you want to start off going into, let's go in this A symbol here, for example. Either A or X, either one will work. I'm going to go in the A symbol to start, just to kind of see. Actually, no, start in the A symbol, don't go for the X symbol. Go in the A one. So we go in the A symbol, and now you see how I kill that guy, that yellow bar, and he drops this relic. See how on this little chain thing there's 3 symbols? So those are the 3 symbols. I need to take the sword, go into those 3 rooms, and kill whatever boss is in there. So one is a Shrieker, one is going to be a Wizard, and one is just going to be a Knight that you have to kill with the sword. So for the Shrieker boss, you block, and that will shoot the Shrieker shot back at it. For the Knight, you just use your heavy, not your heavy, your super, and your normal charge attack like this. For the Wizard, that's your heavy attack. So first, we're going to start off with the X symbol. And you do run out of ammo on this relic, so you can go anywhere and look for one of the sword bearers. You can either come back to the A symbol, or go to any other symbol that isn't on that chained area, and there will be a sword bearer in there. So we're going to start off with the X symbol. So we jump down here. And in order to go in this room and see how it's like green like this, you just have to kill the pit keeper right outside of it. So once we kill that, so the first room for me is going to be the Knight that I was talking about. So in order to kill him, just kind of use your normal attack. I just kind of go right at him. And your symbols will be different every time. It's not going to be the same. My symbols are going to be different to yours. But I just kind of want to explain the mechanics. So now I have backwards R and the 3 lines left. So I'm going to find whatever symbol I need to go up to. So I'm going to look around here. So I see, alright, so backwards R is there. The 3 lines is down there. So I think I'm going to go up first. Start up there. So when you go up these, drop your sword on it. If you go, for some reason, there's a bug where if you're in, like, third person, it will kill you somehow. So I don't know why it's a thing, but for some reason it is. So just be careful of that. And I actually have another sword bearer over here, so I'm gonna grab this one. Just grab a new sword. So I'm just gonna make my way over to that symbol. So nothing crazy really. All you gotta do is make sure you have this relic, otherwise you're not able to damage the bosses without this relic, so you want to make sure you have it at all times. But pretty simple concept. Match your 3 symbols to wherever you need to go, and kill the boss in there with a relic. As simple as that. Obviously easier said than done, but to explain it, that's the simplest way to put it. And if you ever forget your symbols, they're always going to be in these rooms anyway. And for this Shrieker one, right? So when it shoots at you, you're going to use your block key. And you want to aim these shots directly at that Shrieker. You got to be careful for the ogres, but as you see, I'm aiming right at the Shrieker and basically setting the shots back to the Shrieker. So that way it kills it, because that's the only way to kill that Shrieker. You can't use any other attack with this sword. That's the only thing that will kill it. So my last symbol was the 3 lines, which I think was like directly under me here. This wizard one is probably the hardest one. It probably gives most people the hardest fight, I'd say. And my symbols may be different than yours, like I was saying. However, you will have the same 3 bosses in each of your 3 rooms. So I gotta be a little careful there. This ogre is going crazy. So for this wizard right here, there's going to be 2 little wizards as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my super really quickly. Just to kill those other ones, because they do a lot of damage. So as you see, I can't just like shoot. It says immune on the bosses. So for this one, you want to use your heavy attack. I usually just jump and use a heavy attack, and it goes a lot faster. She likes to play Ring Around the Rosie around these pillars too. Just play it safe. You don't want to die in the last one, getting too aggressive. And we know we're done. All of those 3 symbols that would be on the chains go away. And now what we're going to do, we're going to be careful. This ogre has our name, apparently. He is just waiting for us. So again, be careful not to die here. You don't want to do all that over again. You look for the green light in the sky, and that means we're done. So we need to head over to it. There's going to be a bunch of ads around it, and there's going to be another pit keeper that we have to kill. So I'm going to start clearing these ads out. And here is the pit keeper that I was talking about once again. So we kill him, and there it is, encounter complete. Nice and easy. It's going to be a chest here with some loot in it for us. This guy's going to chase us for some reason. He'll despawn or just turn around. So now what we need to do is there's going to be something that we need to interact with up in this room. So you see all these doors, and you're like, oh my god, where do I go? So you want to go up to that one right there. You can either grapple up there, or we're just going to jump up. If you go in any of these, it's actually going to launch you, and it's going to kill you, most likely. And sometimes there's a bug where you step in it, and it kills you. You keep respawning right here, and every time you respawn, it's just going to keep launching you off the map. Launching you off the map. So be careful not to go in any of these. I'm trying to show you it really quickly. See what I mean? That's what shoots out at you, and that will launch you. So what we do, instead, we're going to jump across from this bridge over here. And we're just going to jump up. If you're having trouble doing this jump, just make sure when you line up, you don't actually, like, hit your head like this. Line it up again. Just keep jumping up. Then we get to the top here. We're just going to jump over this one. Don't go in this one. It's going to always be the second to last one that we go in and interact. It's going to say reveal pass end. So, once again, it's going to be the second one over on the top level. It's always going to be this one. So, reveal path's end. We're going to have a new quest step where we have to find the path's end located. So, I'll show you where to go. So, we're just going to keep running. Then we're going to jump down here. And this part, it's a little scary. There's going to be a bunch of giant ogres that are going to shoot you, and they are going to be immune. You can't do any damage to them. The whole thing in this encounter is you just have to avoid them. And they do laser you, too. So, we're going to keep heading down this way. Then we're going to jump down here. And now it's going to say you're ready to complete your path. So, now if you die here, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. You don't have to do all those symbols over again or anything. It's just going to respawn you right over there. This is an ogre I was talking about. There's 3 of them. They're immune. They're just going to laser the hell out of you. So, when you get over to this plate, it's going to say reveal a path. You want to do that. That ogre should go and look away, but if he is looking at you, you go for these jumps, he'll shoot you off. Which might even happen to me right now. Just trying to give you all the tips that I have. Done this so many times. So you want to go over here, jump across, and grab this light. And truthfully, the best way to do it is to just jump and use your melee ability and go as fast as you can. That's what I've learned. So you want to just jump, melee, keep doing that. Just take this path that I take. Just keep doing it. You want to be as fast as you can. So there's going to be this doorway here. You see these 2 lights up there. Right next to this. There's going to be 2 plates we interact with. One here and one here. And then it says we have found the journey. So now what we need to do is we need to kill this mini boss that is going to be in this room. Now, there is a bug if you have linear fusion rifles or anything like that you can do, and it will actually glitch this boss out. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the boss will be here, and you could just stand here and just shoot the boss. Kind of like this. However, there's an actual mechanic to this room, which I'll show you. So you see how it says we have neutral dread. There's a void dread. There is a thunderous dread and a solar dread. So neutral dread is going to be your kinetic weapon. For some reason, it seems strand weapons are bugged with this mechanic. I'm not really sure why, but maybe don't use strand. So we have neutral dread, which is the 3 lines here. Just going to show you. We have the void, I think it's abyssal dread, which is the A symbol. We have the thunderous dread, which is the arc weapon. And then we have the, I think it's fiery dread, which is the solar one. So if that doesn't make sense, so solar is going to be the fiery dread. Your kinetic is going to be neutral dread. The abyssal dread is going to be your void weapons. And the thunderous dread is going to be your arc weapons. So I have neutral dread, meaning I can only damage the boss with my kinetic weapon right now while this buff is active. However, if you notice, I can't shoot. It still says immune. So I need to pick this light up, and I need to find the neutral dread location. So the abyssal dread location is going to be far left. The fiery dread is going to be bottom right. The thunderous dread is going to be the bottom left here, the T symbol. And the neutral dread is going to be close right. So that we have an idea of how it all works. You can kill the other enemies with whatever you want. However, now I have this timer, I can actually damage the boss. Don't get too aggressive. These ads do hurt. And a lot of the time the boss bugs out. I'm not going to kill it right away. I kind of want to show you a little bit more. So just do as much damage as you can. So now I have Abyssal Dread. And you're like, well, crap. I don't have any void weapons on. Well, that's alright. So what you do is you just grab the buff. Go over to Abyssal Dread. Deposit it. And then there will be that timer. And you can just wait that timer out. And hope. Like, I only have solar weapons on. So I just have to hope for Fiery Dread, or I can wait and change my weapons if I really want to. But for the sake of the video, I just want to show the room more a little bit. So I'm just going to keep killing all the ads and everything. Alright, so now we have Fiery Dread. So we grab the light again. We go to the X symbol here. We have Fiery Vengeance. And now we can do damage with our solar weapons. So I'm going to pop my super since it's solar, so that will work. And I'm going to kill the boss here. And I'm going to go over this boss room one more time in case it confuses you as well. We actually might not even kill her here, truthfully. Alright, so there it is. So we've completed the journey. So once again, this room right back here is just so you can kind of know what symbol matches the type of weapon you need to use. So this really has nothing to do with this room other than just knowing what weapon type matches each symbol. So once again, if you have Fiery Dread, grab the buff. You'd go to this one and deposit. If you have Abyssal Dread, you'd grab the buff. You'd go to the top left symbol, the A1. If you have Thunderous Dread, you'd grab the buff here. And you'd go to this T symbol. And lastly, if you have Neutral Dread, you'd grab the buff. And you deposit on these 3 lines. Hopefully that makes sense. I try to keep it as simple as possible explaining that, while also kind of mentioning a lot of people see this room and they're like, oh, I have to grab something in here. This is just so you know what symbol matches the weapon type. So that's it. We're done. Now all we got to do is go to orbit, go back to the sanctuary, and Xenophage is all ours. All right, and once we fast travel back to the sanctuary, once again, just go talk to Eris, and the Xenophage exotic is going to be all yours. Once again, if you need any help with this quest, you're having a hard time, come by the stream once again, kick.com/trigs. I've helped, like I said, so many people get this exotic, and I will gladly help you get it, especially right before final shape. I don't have all the exotics. So that's going to be it for this video. If it did help, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Uppers.